Novation 61SL MK2 controlling hardware. This is part with several sliders, buttons, those potentiometers and drum pads where we can control hardware. We have first, by pressing this button here, we have possibility to make template for hardware that we want to control. For example, I have here template for Integra 7, for motive, for Catron, for contact, or for some other virtual instruments. By choosing template, I have to press whatever template I want to control. When I press it, I will switch to the template. During performing, you can just, without interrupting performing, you can switch to another instrument. Press it, control motive. Press it, control Integra. Press it, control again SD90. Now I am connected to sound module Catron SD90. It doesn't matter which sound module, I will tell you how we can control it and what we can assign on those buttons. Here I'm using that to controlling pads for drum pads. Here I can assign them, and by pressing this button here on this side, I can see which pad I'm controlling. On this place here, I can control volume. I can control volume, and I can control some parameters like echo, reverb, delay, portamento, or whatever I want to control in the keyboard. Whatever MIDI message you can say, you can list of the MIDI messages you can assign to this button. On this section, you can assign to control parts of the style or some other things that you want to control that are related to adding or taking away something, like level of the instrument, some effects, or something else what you want to control. If you press to this part here, you will see what I am controlling now. I can see I'm controlling part of the section on MIDI on the sound module, arranger sound module, drums, percussion, bass, accompaniment 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this section here, I'm calling some sounds from sound module, clavinet, guitar, and in this section here, I can call other sounds, additional sounds. Now in this section, more sounds, and here more sounds. So total of 32 sounds that I can control. Now in this section, I can control mix for the sounds that I'm using. For general mix, second sound, or some other sounds. So whatever I want to make here, I can do that through the setting, that where I have quick setting of the something that is generally kind of settings that I'm using. Then I have deeper setting here, and I can make zones to split keyboard in 4 zones and to control more than one sound module or source. I will go to zone edit, and I will see from which key to which key I can control one of the instrument or sound modules that I want to control. And then I can say on which port I want to control, where is connected that instrument. This Novation keyboard has 3 output, MIDI output that we can control. MIDI output 1, regular MIDI output. MIDI output 2 is another regular MIDI output. And we have USB MIDI output. So that means it is connected with USB cable to a laptop where we have virtual instruments, or iPad where we can have some virtual instruments as well. So I can make zones, decide on which zone I'm what controlling, and as you can see, it is really usable. Now with this button, I have some general settings that I can make: option, startup option, routing, global zones, send, receive, drum pass, and calibrate drum pass, how they will react. Send, receive, I mean I can dump all my settings to somewhere and save it and call it later. If I want, I can dump all my templates or just one template and call it later. Every template has its number. So for example, template that I'm using now is number 22, that is that template, and this is 23, actually 23. Presently I'm using template that is connected to my SD90. So beside of that, that Novation has joystick, has wonderful keys, and made from fantastic material. It is one of the best keyboard or controllers to control live instruments in live performing. I'm not talking about virtual instruments. There's just few of controllers that have those possibility to control at all live instruments. Some of them are more expensive, and you will not find it usually in stores. You have to explore and find them and then order them and to buy them. And some older models, they were made to control more hardware than software. Those newest controllers, they are made mostly to control software, and they are dedicated to some softwares like complete instruments or something like that. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you will have opportunity to try this Novation and give that your opinion about that Novation.